22nd of May 1844, Baha'is around the world celebrate the declaration of Bab. Bab was the forerunner of Baha'u'llah and the founder of the Baha'i faith. The story begins in 1783 when a man named Sheikh Ahmad Asa, who was 40 years old, to travel to Persia, teaching that the advent of a great day was coming, the day that everyone would see the advent of Qaim, who was the promised one of Islam. During this time, there was a great discontent in the East, as certain prominent clerics practiced disunity and behaved in such a way that was damaging Islam. As Sheikh Ahmad spread this message and knowledge, people around him were impressed and were eager to learn from him. Among there was a gifted young man named Sheikh Kazim I Rashidi, who was Sheikh Ahmad's favorite pupil and his eventual successor.
After his teacher's death in 1826, Sheikh Kazim continued to spread the word of advent of the promised ones, but opposition to the message was rising. In an effort to enlist the voices of some authorities, he therefore sent one of his people, Mullah Hussein, to relate these teachings to the authorities and answer their questions. In this task, Mullah Hussein was successful, yet opposition to his message grew and caused him considerable hardship, as his enemies used every means at their disposal to discredit him and, if possible, put his life in jeopardy. Throughout this time, however, he continued to steadfastly announce the coming of the revolution. Although when pressed to reveal the identity of the promised one, he always refused, often adding that even if he did reveal the secret, none would be able to accept it. Shortly before his death in 1843, he instructed his students to go out and search for the promised ones, saying he was about to be revealed.
It was this quest that led Mullah Hussein, his brother, and a nephew to the city of Shiraz on May 22, 1844. Having travelled far in his search, Mullah Hussein sent his companions to the mosque to await him while he wandered a while, promising to rejoin them for evening prayers. While walking outside the gates of the city a few hours before sunset, he was unexpectedly greeted by a young man. Mullah Hussein thought this man must be a disciple of Sheikh Kazim, who had heard of his arrival in Shiraz and had come to welcome him. Even so, the manner of the greeting was astonishing. He described the expressions of affection and loving kindness, as well as the gentle and compelling manner in which the young man spoke to him. He accompanied the young man to his house, where tea was served and preparations began for the evening prayer. Mullah Hussein then relates the astonishing occurrences that follow.
Overwhelmed with this act of extreme kindness, I rose to depart. The time for evening prayer is approaching. I venture to observe. I have promised my friends to join them at that hour in the mosque. With extreme courtesy and calm, he replied, "You must surely have made the hour of your return conditional upon the will and pleasure of God. It seems that His will has decreed otherwise. You need have no fear of having broken your pledge. His dignity and self-assurance silenced me. I renewed my ablutions and prepared for prayer. He too stood beside me and prayed. It was about an hour after sunset when my youthful host began to converse with me. Whom, after Sheikh Kazim, he asked me, do you regard as his successor and your leader? At the hour of his death, I replied, our departed teacher insistently exhorted us to forsake our homes, to scatter far and wide in quest of the promised beloved. I have accordingly journeyed to Persia, have arisen to accomplish his will, and am still engaged in my quest. Has your teacher, he further inquired, given you any detailed indications as to the distinguishing features of the Qa'im? Yes, I replied. He is of a pure lineage, is of illustrious descent, and of the seed of Fatimi. As to his age, he is more than 20 and less than 30. He is endowed with innate knowledge. He is of medium height, abstains from smoking, and is free from bodily deficiency. He paused for a while and then with vibrant voice declared, behold, all these signs are manifest in me.
The young man, whose name was Sayyid Ali Muhammad, proceeded to demonstrate that each of the signs given by Sayyid Kazim were indeed applicable to him. Yet, Mullah Hussain was unsure. He had prepared 2 tests for anyone claiming to the promised one and decided to place them before Sayyid Ali Muhammad in order to prove the matter one way or the other. Those tests were as follows. The first test was to produce an in-depth treatise, detailed commentary regarding concealed teachings of Shaykh Ahmad and Sayyid Kazim. The second was to unravel the mysteries of the Surah of Joseph, Yusuf. This was a chapter of the Quran. However, he only uttered the first test to the Bab. Mullah Hussain recounted the following. I had previously requested Sayyid Kazim in private to write a commentary on that same surah, which he refused, saying that this is verily beyond me. He, that great one who comes after me, will unasked reveal it for you. That commentary will constitute one of the weightiest testimonies of his truth and one of the clearest evidence of the loftiness of his position.
So, Mullah Hussain asked his host to comment on the treatise he had written. The result of that request only further astonished him. He graciously complied with my wish. He opened the book, glanced at certain passages, closed it, and began to address me. Within a few minutes he had, with characteristic vigor and charm, unravelled all its mysteries and resolved all its problems. Having to my entire satisfaction accomplished within so short a time the task I had expected him to perform, he further expounded to me certain truths which could be found neither in the reported sayings of the Imams of the faith nor in the writings of Sheikh Ahmad and Sayyid Qasim. These truths, which I had never heard before, seemed to be endowed with refreshing vividness and power. He then proceeded to say, now is the time to reveal the commentary on the Surah of Joseph. He took up his pen and with incredible rapidity revealed the entire Surah of Mulk, the first chapter of his commentary on the Surah of Joseph.
Mullah Hussain described that Bab did not pause once until the entire Surah of Mulk was completed. Finally, when he begged leave to depart, he recounted the following.
This night, he declared, this very hour will, in the days to come, be celebrated as one of the greatest and most significant of all festivals. Render thanks to God for having graciously assisted you to attain your heart's desire and for having quaffed from the sealed wine of his utterance. From that day forward, Sayyid Ali Muhammad referred to himself as the Bab, the Gate, and Mullah Hussain became his first disciple. After Mullah Hussain, 17 others recognized the founder of the Babi faith through their own independent search between May and July 1844. And the Bab gave them the title Letters of the Living. The Letters of the Living is Huruf-i-Hai in Arabic. The Arabic word Hai corresponds numerically with 18. The 18 Letters of the Living and the Bab himself are known as the first Wahid, unity of the Babi dispensation, which numerically parallels with 19. The Bab specifically chose to use the term letters in connection to the first individuals to believe in him as a manifestation of God. The letters act as an intermediary between the point or the messenger of God and the flourishing words and sentences, the new thriving revelation brought by the manifestations of God.
The Letters of the Living, 1 woman and 17 men were Mullah Hussain e Bushrui. His title is Bab-ul Bab or Gate of the Gate. Muhammad Hassan, his brother. Muhammad Bakir, his nephew. Mullah Ali e Bastami. Mullah Kuda Bakhsh e Kuchani, later named Mullah Ali Razi. Mullah Hassan e Bajistani. Sayyid Hussain e Yazdi. Mirza Muhammad Raudi Khan e Yazdi or Dakir e Masai. Sayyid e Hindi. Mullah Mahmud e Koi. Mullah Jalil e Urumi. Mullah Ahmad e Ibdal e Maragi. Mullah Bakir e Tabrizi. Mullah Yusuf e Ardibili. Mirza Hadi, son of Mullah Abdul Wahad e Kazvini. Mirza Muhammad e Ali e Kazvini. Fatimi Barangani, who received the title Tahiri, meaning the pure one, and Mullah Muhammad Ali Bafurushi, titled Kudus, which means the most holy.
Although the Bab was indeed the promised one, foretold by Sheikh Amma and Sayyid Qasim, he thought that he was but the herald of another messenger, him whom God shall make manifest, who would appear very soon after him, and the power of those revelations would far exceed any previously sent down by God. The day the Bab declared his mission is now, as he had promised, celebrated by Baha'is around the world as one of the greatest and most significant of all festivals.